accusation from the Joyces and the young fella that was in prison. They put him in the same wing as young Joe Joyce. And you're here me first, right? Before William told me that. There's a few other things I want to clarify before I speak about other things. But you're trying to set young Joe Joyce up at the minute. They're trying to set him up. Yep, that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. And they want only for young Joe having the head about him and not, fighting with this guy, and sticking to his appeal. And what people need to realise about the appeal, they need 3 judges to vote that. Jude, what is happening, my friend? It's good to get you back on.
Good, man. Good for having me, comrade.
No, listen, we've done 2 parts with yourself, Jude, and do you know what? I have to, before we start this podcast, I have to say this, that every time I'm on somebody's live, or if I'm speaking to somebody that they always ask, when's Jude coming back on? And I was on a live there the other day, and people were saying, when's Jude? Where's Jude? How's Jude? And I said to myself, I haven't actually spoken to Jude in a while, so I sent you a text message when we arranged this podcast, and we could do about 20 parts to your life, Jude, and I have to urge people, go into the comment section description. There's 2 links. Well, actually be 1 link for a playlist for just Jude's content that he's done with me. Go listen to that guy's story about his life. Part 1, Dublin. Part 2 is about Dublin too, but it's a different sort of set to that. But this part here, part 3, is going to be about more the travelling over to England, the Manchester side of things. But I urge people, head over now. And Jude, you've got a brand new channel, mate. Can I plug that channel for you? Can I put the link for that in the description?
Of course you can, Rowan.
Yeah. What's your channel about? What's the message that it's trying to promote?
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Right. Straight out Ballyer, like obviously straight out content, but I'm straight out of a place where you don't have to be a soldier to hold a gun. And a lot of kids look up to the wrong types of role models. It's like, but yeah, the place I come straight out. A lot of people say straight out baller. It's not baller. It's Ballyer. Ballyer. Now, Ballyer is short reference for Ballyfermot, and that's in Dublin town on the south side of the city. That's where I grew up, and then I come to the UK. Yeah.
So that's it. I've been watching a bit of your content. You do a bit of everything. There's a comedic aspect of it. You talk about some serious issues. And in the past 2 previous podcasts, we sort of tackled those issues with drugs, talked about the joyride and the drugs in Dublin and all of that. So whenever you went from Ireland to England, how did that happen? What was the process of that happening? Why did you move from Ireland to England in the first place?
Okay.
Where can I put it?
It all started at about 15 to 18, from getting a job in the Australia for 17 months to knowing every crazy person and every suburb in Dublin, like you have Dundalk, Ballyfermot, Tallaght, Crumlin. And Dublin is a city where you get a nickname, and your nickname stays with you forever. Now, I've had several. I won't mention them, but like I said, let's just say I went and got some bread, and my friends were hungry, and I gave them some bread, and they get it all, and then I had to cop for the bill, and I ended up getting a
Motherfucker.
But I still never said like I could trust in friends, and they betrayed me, and that's what happened there. So yeah, and the fact that it was bringing trouble to my mum's house, and you know what I mean, Rowan, and you understand, you mind something for someone, and something happens, it's on you, you know. And that's basically what happened. I wasn't ran out of the country like a certain YouTuber said. I left.
Stay there.
And you know what? It's the best decision I ever made. In all fairness, I know that now. But
Anyway, good evening.
When you're deep into the drugs, the selling of it.
Shout out to Patrick
taking
Ward.
of it. It's like you're just in it, and there's no middle ground, Ronan.
We've had a conversation and it's all been sorted, so yeah.
Y'all know me, still the same OG, but I've been low key. Hated on by most these niggas with no cheese, no deals and no G's, no wheels and no keys, no boats, no snowmobiles and no skis. Mad at me, cause I can finally afford to provide my family with groceries. Got a crib with a studio and a saw full of tracks to add to the wall full of plaques.
Yeah, Patrick, if you're watching now, this evening later, bro, I said it in jest. You know, you need a sense of humour.
Turn me back to the old me.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. So what do you say to somebody you hate? What? Anyone trying to bring trouble your way? One of his old things on the blood of your way. Just starting your safe up in WA.
One day I was walking by when I caught a guy giving an out for that. What's he looking at? I don't think you're talking about. Alright, I just want to say this now, right? Patrick Ward. I was taking the piss. Do you understand? I know Dougie's your cousin and you're defending him. But, you know, you don't be like sending me mad messages on Instagram and all. Like, you know, I said we go for a coffee today at 1:45. I was there at 1:45 at the M outside Morrison's and Openshaw. You didn't come. You know. It's like, but I've no issue with your cousin. You know. It's like, I don't need to say anything. Everybody else is saying it. You know. Why don't you reach out to everybody that slags your cousin and calls him a big gypsy bastard? Yeah. We could have had biscotti this morning, like, I would have gotten you a breakfast and all, like, but don't worry about it. It's sorted now. You reached out to me on Instagram. And the reason why you reached out to me said, bro, I was fucking with you. I was never gonna meet you. But you turned up, you mad cunt. I'm stupid, you know what I mean? But shout out to the gypsy community. It is what it is, you know. I'm not letting a youngster tell me what to do. You know, I have a son older than him. How you DJ? What is it gonna do? Not go? Obviously me, you do not know. I can't wait for Christmas to be over. I look at this could be my last Christmas. And that's the way I look at it. And I'm gonna enjoy it for me kids. I'm not looking forward to January. But see, this month is about family. Shout out to the people that watch me at home. And all the real tough guys out there. Shout out to all the real G's in Dublin.
You are enough. Don't fade away. Even when the night won't break today. In every breath, in all you do, you are the light. I believe in you.
Anyway, how's DJ? I'm doing me hair grey tomorrow. This is gone. No more sorrow. Fuck Man United and Lenny Oro. Shout out to the Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home, Doro. Click them heels. There's no place like home.
There's more than bottles want. It's in the kindness you've quietly done. The ways you carry, the storms you fight. Don't dim the fire that burns so true. You are enough. The world may deny, but I see the truth behind your eyes. No need to change, no need to prove. You're enough in all you choose. You meant.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? I'm going to leave this mask on my face until the 24th of December. Just in case I cry. I don't want you to see me crying, so shout out to December. Last month, I made 269 shirts. And I done 69 lives. And I think 296 shirts. So, this month alone, I'll probably hit my target. Me fishing gear, shout out to Sheen, you bunch of cunts. You've got me fucking order lost in transport. And I wanted to go fishing tomorrow and catch a fucking fish. How are you, Richard? So, listen to me. I have some good news and I have some really bad news. The good news is you're not going to have to look at my ugly face from here till Christmas Eve. And then I will be doing the big reveal because I want to show you something. I'm working on something, so... Anyway, how is everybody? So I want to get one thing clear. Listen, I support the gypsy community, and the other day I slagged the gypsy off, and one of his cousins reached out to me on Instagram and told me what he was going to do to me allegedly and what he wasn't going to do to me and what have you, and he get me channel shut down like that and all. I said, so how about meeting me in person? I've never met him. I wanted to meet him for a coffee. I know all his family, you know, and I wanted to apologise to him in person. So a time was scheduled. I went down, got some cakes. I was waiting for him. I was even going to give him a biscotti. Do you know what? I even got him a chocolate chip donut and he didn't even turn up. You know, I wanted us to have a cup of tea, but it's sorted. You know, I apologise to him for calling his cousin a fat gypsy bastard. Yeah, I apologise for calling him that. He's a fat fucking gypsy bastard. But it is what it is. People get found out in the end. And motherfuckers have secrets. Everybody, even me. A lot of people on here have revealed secrets about me. You know, in 7 years, like... But anyway, shout out to Patrick. If you're watching, I apologise to you and your handsome face. In fact, you know what? I couldn't get a good look at your face because you had it covered. You know, but I bought you a cake and all today. A biscotti one and even a chocolate chip cookie. You know, to try as a sign of goodwill. You know, it's the season of goodwill, so I'm feeling generous. Now, there's a few people that go in and out of Finn's channel, so... There's a few people that go into Finn's channel that have under 50 subs and are trying to get to their first 50 so they can go live. Now, on Air Circle on YouTube, nobody will help you. There's loads of people that do lives, that do podcasts, that do streams, that do, you know, what have you, and they could all put your name. If they really loved you the way they said you did, you'd support the people that support you. You know, it's like I reached out to a few people and I said, yeah, I need you to go and support somebody. Because that's what we do. We support, we do not report. You know, there's too many rats on YouTube. Too many snitches. That's the truth, man. This is why it's like, YouTube is just fucking, you know what I mean? You can sort the men from the boys real quick. People think they're so fucking intelligent because they read books. Well, here, I read books too. Fuck your books here. How about your hooks? Look at my hand. Here, I'll point it out to you. Smashed there. To bits. Look. I don't look. I'm not telling lies. Look at my hands. Look at me knuckles. You see that there? Yeah. That's from not missing. Listen. That's from not missing. Listen. Now look at you on the ground. What? Now your mate is sparked. You did that. This is fucking Manchester. Everybody's in a bad mood. And my name is Stuart. So, shout out to Patrick. I apologise to you. All jokes aside. Look at it's YouTube, bro. Everybody takes the piss out of everybody and people label persons certain names. Now listen, I do not like the word bacon. Okay, and a lot of people use that word bacon freely. Now, there's a lot of hypocrites on here as well. Like, in the 7 years I've been on YouTube, 3 or 4 people that we all know have been convicted of sex crimes. Right? One of them is afraid of his own shadow. That is a fact. You know why I know? Because the person that represented him works for my family. Or a family member, let's say. And he's got paperwork. He made a threat yesterday about somebody. Let me get this clear, yeah? You didn't threaten me, bro. And if you did, the easy thing to do is, don't do it on YouTube. If you've got an issue with a man, you know when you see him, do something about it. Is the best advice. I don't mention certain people's channels because I don't like him. He's got paperwork, right? He's a raper. Simple. Anyone goes to Thailand's a pervert. or you have perverted tendencies. That's just my opinion. But so yeah, it's definitely not me he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't go out with bad intentions today. It's like I like networking with people, and there's a couple of gypsies that I like that I've tried to reach out to, and I think I'd have a good podcast with them. It's like Finn said to me last night, he's got a few people in his channel. Richard, do you know what? There's nobody on YouTube that'll do this for free. Nobody, not in our little circle. There's about 70 channels in our community. And see me, out of every one of them channels, none of them has made as much content as me. And I'm flattered by that, because it's a big community, right? You know, and I did it for free. Because I could. Because I can. You know, there's loads of people out there that can, like, for instance, I've got people out there that I've reached out to ask to support other people on the community. And the least certain people can do is make a little fucking video and say, well, here, Finn supported me, he supported me, he supported me, he supported me, they're my fucking friends. You know what I mean? A little video, put their name in your description. All the people out there that have the thousands of subs and all you have to do is make a little video, a little fucking short, and you can get people like 20, 30, 40, 100 subs in a week. You know, I'm a one-man army. I'm on my own. You know, I can't do it on my own, but I've tried to do it on my own. You know, because every other channel that's monetized charges people, except me. Yeah? So if this was about money, I'm fucking charging every one of you cunts. You know, this is about the money. You know, because when I'm not here, a few people that I've helped are going to go on to help a few people. They're going to go on to help a few people. And our community will be restored once again. The good side will outgrow the dark side. You know, and that's my mission, to help a few people. You know, grow that channel. You know, I guarantee you I can get you 50 subs in a week by putting your name in my description. If you're new to my channel, I guarantee you within a week I'll get you at least 50. You know. Salute.
Between the silence,
For free.
we begin. When daylight fades behind the veil, and stars ignite the sleeping trail, the rhythm comes without a sound.
Lost in sound.
Begin to we dance, no gravity, no rules, no names, just melody. The world dissolves beneath our feet. The shadows pull.
This is going tomorrow.
No eyes to judge, no time to chase, just motion drawn through sacred space. In dreams we dance through inner skies where silence sings and fear denies. We never speak yet understand as rhythm takes the handless hand. No end, no start. Just movement.
Yeah, I'm doing it great. I think I told you 9 subscribers when I met you. Now you've 91. Oh shit. And here Richard Dowling needs 9 subs to get to his first 100. Where's that pen? Oh, note that, Richard. 91. DJ, many subs you on? 28 days. Here, we'll do it to Christmas Eve. I can't wear that mask. Crash! Now listen, there's a few good people on here, right, that are only new to YouTube, that see other people with their YouTube channel and say to themselves, you know, I could do that too. Now, I'd highly advise it, if you have mental health issues, to make your own channel and tell the world your story, you know, rather than keeping it in. Because I'll tell you one thing, believe me, when it comes to therapy, I did it for 13 years. I've been sectioned 3 times. I've been to the Priory. I've been a heroin addict, a cocaine addict, a crack addict, a tablet addict, and every kind of get fucked up on addict, because I had a fucking followers mentality, and I'm from Ballyferma, and loads of me mates are stupid reckless like me, and because of that some of them are dead, because of that some of them are doing life sentences, because of that someone have to walk around with bulletproof vests for the rest of their life. What are you going to do about your head? You know, have you ever thought about that? You know, you have to understand the dynamics of the world I walked away from with me life. That's all I walked away was with me name. That was it. And me life. And I'm good with that, because I like to have my own life in my own hands. You know, that's why I'm not jumping out no fucking aeroplane, no way. But anyway, I've a half an hour left. So, a few topics have come to mind, right? Alright, have any of you ever been to Wakefield? Have you ever been inside Wakefield prison, Cat A jail? I've been there, right? I've been there. Cat A jail, not as a prisoner, as a visitor. You know, in the arse end of Wakefield, underneath the prisons, they have a dungeon. And it's made out of perspex glass. And they have a geezer there who years and years ago went around killing sex offenders. And he's locked up in a dungeon like Hannibal Lecter. I'll share the article. I've shared it on my community page. Go look at it. The real life Hannibal Lecter. Do you know anything about serious, right? Now, I've a fucked up hobby, right? I've several hobbies and interests, not hobbies. Interests. I've an interest in the war. I've an interest in space. I've an interest in AI. I've an interest in community politics. And shout out to the CRA. What's coming in Dublin? What did I tell you 12 weeks ago? It would not surprise me if you have splinter groups popping up saying, send them back to the back of a van. Now, I'm Irish and I know how it works. They're not idle threats. Them people can get to your family. And here, even if you move to America, they can still find you because you're a civilian and you think like a civilian. If you're on the run from an organisation like the IRA, the IRB, the CAB, the fuck UFC, you know, I know how serious and how patriotic my countrymen are. You know, it's like, and something had to give. And like Tommy Robinson, I'll quote Tommy Robinson, the dam has well and truly bursted. Well, Finn, I won't be staying for much longer, but listen, many of you on now, look at Finn, me and you are going to do a Christmas special. Myself, you, Spencer. And we'll try get Luke on the panel one night, the 4 of us. We'll do it on your channel. You know what I mean? I see you're attracting a load of fucking strays, you know, that could end up being little diamonds, you know what I mean? How are you, Fran? Shout out to Ballybrack. Nah, listen, a lot of Dublin people coming in now on my channel, and I tell everybody, everybody's fucking welcome. You know, it's like YouTube. When I first come on here, I've been on here years, right? And I've watched many channels getting taken down. And people use that word police informer too freely. Now, on YouTube, what I know is there's a lot of police informers, okay? Now, in my 7 years on here, have never got a channel struck. Why? Because I don't tell on people. Okay? I don't fucking tell on people. Shout out to Cabra. Shout out to Rocco's fucking chipper. I'd give anything for a £50 now. Shout out to Rocco's. And shout out to fucking the Oasis. Yeah. Yup, the Cabra. You know. But Fran, me and you seem to know a few people. It's a small world there is, you know, you never know who's listening, but you're from Cabra, bro, can I ask you, well, he'd probably be your mate, but bro, you know our Dottie Douglas and Marno Highland? Marno frightened the bollocks out of me. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, don't. Is it? Well, that goes to show you how long it is since I've been home. And I'm not with that person anymore, so I've not been home for a long time. The last time I was home was a quick visit. I went to Belfast. I ended up getting dragged off a coach at gunpoint. All because I was giving the cop a lip. You know what I mean? They walked down the bus, right? You ever have this problem, right? You get on a coach in Northern Ireland. There's about 35 people on there. You know, everybody's minding their own business. The coach gets pulled over. They're going all the way down the coach. They don't even look at anybody. I'm second from the back. I'm looking at him like, this cunt's getting closer and closer, yeah? He looks at me, he goes, what's your name? I was like, why? He says, because I'm fucking asking. That's why. I was like, Jude McDonald is and I'm dumb. He's like, English. I was like, I don't fucking speak English. Jude McDonald is and I'm dumb. Guramila Mahagut. Down you come. Chucky Arla, Eringa fuck your wife, and up the ra. Get off the bus. No. If you don't get off this bus, I'll shoot you. I was like, hang on a minute. You're violating my human rights because I insulted your wife. Like, you know what I mean? For fuck's sake, get off the bus. You know, they fucking P&T'd me and everything, you know what I mean? I was like, no way, man. He's like, his mate is pointing the gun at me. I can hear them saying, yeah, he's got firearm convictions. My man's turning around like that and he's got an M16 pointing at me. I was like, yeah, can I get back on the bus? I've just been listening to Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan, especially for you. And you fucking made me take my earphones out. I'm here in Belfast for business and pleasure. You know what I mean? He's like, what's your business? I said, none of your business. Yeah, do you want to hear the joke? I'm not in the humour for jokes. Here's a joke for you. Why are pirates pirates? Because they are. You know, but I'm not joking you. I was still fucking anxious, you know what I mean? Because they could have nicked me easy. But, you know what I mean? I had a bad attitude, you know what I mean? You know, I was like, I wouldn't be the first Irishman you shot. You know what I mean? I want to talk to your sergeant. You know, our sergeant playing golf at the moment. Is he? Well, fuck you too. Boom. I didn't do that. But I could have gotten arrested. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking. But listen, when you have three fucking, it's like PNI. You know, the police in Northern Ireland, they don't like Dubliners. I was like, here, I'm going to see me chick. What's the problem with that? You know, where does she live? That's none of your business. You know, he's like, why are you so defensive? I was like, because you're asking me questions that has got fuck all to do with you. You need to stop swearing. I was like, what, you going to arrest me now for swearing? Like, what, dick sucks dick? He said, you what? I was like, I'm just saying the situation is fucking ridiculous. You know, he's like, I'm going to ask you this one more time, Jude. Where are you going? I felt like saying straight to see our wife to rent her. But I said, I'm going to a place called Dungannon. And then, in fact, I'm running late. You know, I'm going to miss me bus. It's at 9:20. I get her in Dungannon. He said, explain your trip to me. I was like, trip? I was like, I come from Manchester to Liverpool. He's like, why didn't you go directly from Manchester? I was like, because I didn't fucking want to. You know, it's like, I got the ferry from Liverpool to Belfast. From Belfast, I got to the Europa bus station, where I got a 276 into Dungannon, where you just stopped the bus. Now I'm going to miss me fucking other bus that I have to get to Coal Island, and then when I get to Coal Island, I have to fucking get a taxi. You know, search me bag, and he's like, I can smell cannabis off you. Have you any drugs on you? I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, mate. You know what I mean? But they let me off, they let me back on the bus, but they took me off. They probably embarrassed myself. Accent doesn't mean I'm a terrorist. You fit the description. Why? Because I'm fucking Irish. You know, I don't even live in this country. What are you going to Belfast for? I said, it's none of your business. You know, because I said business and pleasure. He says, what's your business? I said, none of yours. You know, get back on that bus. You know, go on, let them go. But, you know what I mean? Proper fucking with me, like, I didn't even do nothing. I must have one of them faces. You know. But, now I've dealt with security forces before. You know what I mean? I've had guns pointed at me. They don't really bother me, you know what I mean? You want to put your safety on there, bro. But they let me go and anyway, and then I had a shit weekend, and I ended up saying, fuck this, I'll never come back to Belfast again. You know, the girl was saying, our mum was always on my case. Our mum had a beard as well. Mia, there's nothing worse than seeing a mother-in-law with a big beard. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm gonna slay her. She could fucking audition for fucking Santa Claus. You know, she's got a fucking beard. Like, what's that about? Get her some fucking imac for her chin for Christmas. In fact, I'll get her some. You can't do that, you'll insult her. Fucking insult her, mate. You know what? You could grow a fucking stash in that. You know, you could fucking do a growing her beard. You know, but our mum did not like me, man. Fucking hell. And here's the thing about our mum. She was like a fucking teabag. She was fucking... You wouldn't believe me if I told you. She was... Right, I went to Tyrone. Our mother was an ex-volunteer. She'd got more bullets than Ian Gibbons. You know, I couldn't believe it. She was showing me her bullet holes. She said, show me yours. I said, I haven't got as many as you. I have a friend, though, that's like a teabag like you, too. You know. Like, a few people I know been shot. You know what I mean? Fucking even Lee's been shot, as far as I know. Fucking, you know, a few people have been shot. Over the years, we do stupid fucking shit. You know, and we don't think about it. It's like, most of the time when I done stupid fucking shit, I was high as a kite. You know what I mean? That's the thing when you fuck with drugs. You do stupid shit that you'd never normally do. You do reckless shit, you know. But anyway, like I said, I'd like to see Finger pass his first 100, you know, or his first 1,000. And Pablo, if Fable can do it, Finn can do it. Finn, if you're listening, you need to make about 25 shorts a day. Yeah, tag as many people in the videos as you can, and you'll hit it. I'm telling you. I stopped going fishing, bro, because it was a bit low. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go to the canal because I probably would have jumped in it. You know, never mind going fishing. You know, it's like, but I'll tell you one thing. You see this cunt here? It's coming off tomorrow, because otherwise I'll end up getting put on top of the fucking Christmas tree as a fucking angel. You know, the top of the Christmas tree up me arsenal. You know, fuck that. I don't think I can stay in that position. I'm not David Blaine for 23 days, or maybe 20. It's getting, here, I'm getting stressed out. I haven't even wrapped one present. I'm surprised Finn's not got past his first fucking 100. But the good thing that come out of that, Finn learned how to play the guitar, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't even play a mouth organ. I can't play any instruments. I'm very good with me hands. I'm just not a pansy. You know, I didn't get that from playing fucking with the piano. You know, it's like, you know. But me father, he could play a keyboard, piano, and a mouth organ. What would you call it? No, he used another name for it. No, a harmonica, that's it. Yeah, he could play a fucking harmonica, a keyboard, and a piano. I suppose a keyboard is basically like a mini piano in a way. You know, the only thing I could ever play was EastEnders. You know, it's like, but you know what? I put a big whopper somewhere and it's still me head in. What have I done with it? I can't. I had a big whopper of a spliff there and I don't know what I've done with it, man. But like I said, Finn will tell you, Finn managed to get a few hundred subs. I'm one Irishman, and there's a lot of Irishmen on here, older than me and younger than me. Some have given me a lot of wisdom, like Pablo. And when I look at Finn like he's like a little brother in a way. It's like, and I like to see him progressing, you know what I mean? And his channel is getting bigger and bigger. But I believe if other small channels like myself that have like 4,000 subs, if they were to back each other, like for instance, let's say Mousy, for instance, right, made a video and said, guys, I want you all to do me a massive favour and go over to sub to Finn's channel. Guys, I want you to do me a big favour, go over and sub to Pablo's channel. Like, I do have to reach out to people and say, bro, can you do me a favour? Can you share his channel for me? You know, look many subs you have. It'd help him so much. You know, it's like, that's just the way I am. You know, if you can help people that are at the start of their YouTube journey, listen, I've made nearly fucking 70. Oh, me shit's gonna die. Guys, here, I'm gonna have to end me live 10 minutes early, because my phone's about to die. But thanks for coming in, and I'll be back on tomorrow, right? Peace and love always. We out. Good night. Please do it.